Welcome back. In a previous video, I mentioned doing an hour of continuous practice every day, so it's probably not surprising that this is what we expect from you during every day of the program. The reason for this is very simple. There seems to be a sweet spot from the standpoint of meditation and other practices that kicks in somewhere between 41 and 44 minutes. It's different for different people. So basically, you can just think of it as starting about 45 minutes in. So does that mean that the first 45 minutes of your meditation or other practice is a waste of time? No, of course not. All sorts of things are happening in that first 45 minutes, but after that point, an entirely different level of progress is possible. You'll most likely be able to feel when you're approaching and on the other side of that threshold. The most significant thing that most people comment on feeling as they reach that point is that they start to get really antsy. So you may start thinking about all the things you've got to do and be like, well, I've been doing this meditation for long enough now. I think I'll, get up and start doing some of these other really important things, right? And then you get up and skip the rest of the meditation. Or it may be that out of the blue, you start getting very, very physically uncomfortable. Or maybe you're uncomfortable early in the meditation, but then things kind of settle down and it becomes more bearable. And then all of a sudden, that changes. And your body and your mind and whatnot, they're like, oh, no, we got to move. No, let's get up. We've meditated long enough. And, all that kind of thing. There's all sorts of things like this that can occur for you that provide a very strong indication of when you're nearing this all-important, roughly 45 minutes in threshold. We can use this because these things are like a warning bell that tell us when we need to be hypervigilant or adopt a certain attitude that pushes through or whatever. So something like, okay, you might think to yourself, okay, wait a minute here. Maybe this has to do with that 45-minute thing. Maybe my mind is trying to distract me and drag me away because I'm coming up on that threshold and I'm just about to reach the point where I'll be able to make much more progress. So that can help you. Things like that can help you to push through, even though that might sound like thinking, and you maybe think, I'm not supposed to think during a meditation. If the opposite option is to get up and stop meditating, then you need to do what you need to do to push through it. You definitely want to make it past 45 minutes, which means that you absolutely want to do a continuous hour of practice no matter what. Now, that always brings up another question. What if you want to do more than an hour? Well, you absolutely can. In fact, I highly recommend that you do as much practice as you can, and importantly, that you do as much of it as you can within a single block of time. So if you've got an extra 30 minutes during your day, rather than doing that 30 minutes at another separate point during a different meditation, try to make sure that 30 minutes is added to the hour so that you do an overall 90-minute practice instead of just an hour and one here and 30 minutes there and so on. I'm sure the reason for that is obvious by now. It's because you're adding 30 minutes on to that sweet spot of practicing that comes after the 45-minute mark. Essentially, it allows you to get a full 45 minutes of the sweet spot practice in. Now, if you have extra time and you can't do 90 minutes, in other words, if you basically have to divide it up, that's fine. You're definitely going to get benefits from doing a separate 30-minute block, so I encourage you to do that. You want to take whatever time you can to practice the methods in the course. Just keep in mind that doing it as one continuous block is by far the more optimal way to do it. One of the things that can occur as you reach the 45-minute point is that your analytical mind can become insistent that other things need your attention. But this isn't the only time it kicks in. Let's look at this in the next video. I'll see you there.